settle in for a meditation. And taking a couple of nice deep breaths as you orient yourself and get settled to turn inward. And if it feels comfortable and safe to do so, gently closing your eyes. And if not, just turning inward, turning your gaze. And start to feel your awareness, your attention and intention drop down out of your thinking mind. Feel it drop down your awareness like a smooth river stone falling through water. Let's let that stone drop down into your heart. And as your awareness drops into your heart, it activates the eyes of your heart, the wisdom, the illumination of your heart. And if it feels good to do, that's what my body wants to do. Let's let that stone fall all the way down through your interior and land at the base, at the bowl of your being, at the bottom of your being, to root and anchor your heart. The roots of the flower of your heart are down in the rich, fertile soil of your womb, of your lower dantian. And so there's space for your heart eyes to open. And as your heart eyes start to open, they are radiant with light. And this radiance of this light from your heart starts to project out, starts to beam out of you. And it starts to project out onto a screen in front of you like it's a movie projector. And it's beaming out the story of your life onto a movie screen. And this is an epic love story. This is a story of triumph, of great pain and great loss and great joy and forgiveness. And you are the star of the show. You are both the hero and the heroine of this mythic and magnificent love story, of this journey that's being revealed to you through the eyes of your heart. So I invite you to just sit back, enjoy the show as you receive the images that are starting to play on this movie screen in front of you. And you may notice the softer you breathe, the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become, the more clear and vivid the images appear. So, oh look, there you are. Look, you're in your mother's belly. Look, she is so beautiful with you in her womb. Huh. There you are. And now these scenes, they might flash fairly quickly because here you are, you're starting to see yourself, you're starting to sense and know that you are being born into this world, into this life, into your family, into your culture. And you are so sweet and innocent, a beautiful baby girl. And you can just see that on the screen. And you can see that you're growing up really fast. and that you're very curious, free spirit, and you learn really quickly. You're already learning how to walk. You're already learning how to find your voice. You're already learning how to explore your life, and so you're becoming aware of who else is with you as you're growing up, and you're learning to test the boundaries and learning how far you can go until somebody brings you back to safety. And you're noticing this scene of you as a little one, learning how far you can go. Just sense and feel what you notice. And as this movie continues, revealing all this to you, you're now starting to see yourself as school age. And you're starting to see yourself with your teachers and your friends and maybe your parents. And just all this, how far can you go? What's you're curious about it? And then you're also noticing now that you're school age, you have a backpack on your back. And you're like, oh, this backpack in every scene is with me now. It's always with you, this backpack. And now you're growing really quickly. You're advancing now. You're in high school with a whole other set of life experiences with new friends and frenemies and other people who see the world differently than you. And you notice how your teachers, your parents, and adults are reacting toward you. And you're also starting to notice that that backpack is getting bigger and heavier because you've been putting all your burdens, all your grudges, all your masks in there. The backpack is the place that you put your stuff that you don't know what to do with, because you don't feel like you can always be yourself at certain times. Right? So as our movie is continuing, as the eyes of your hearts are revealing, you are entering into the next phase of life, and some of you are in college, some are at work, some are traveling, some might have families. But you're aware now of the choices that you are making as a young adult woman, and the ways that you are and the ways that you are not being your most powerful, authentic self. And you're noticing your relationships, your lovers. You're noticing maybe other authority figures and bosses in your life and their opinions about how you need to live. So just feel in your body what you're noticing as you receive these images from your heart. And as you're going through this journey, your backpack just keeps getting bigger. And notice now that as you're walking, you see on your wrists and on your ankles, you have weights on them, like people that wear when they're going to the gym to make their workout harder. You have these on too. And they are starting to slow you down. And they're starting to make things harder. And so you've got to start to ask yourself, when did you pick them up? How did they get so heavy? How long have you been carrying them? What is this weight from? Is it resentment? What is it? You tell me. Is it guilt? Is it shame? Is it jealousy? What is it? Do you have any of those feelings about your partner? The partner that you wanted to have that maybe you didn't have? Or how you wanted your partner to be different than they were? Or how you wanted your parents to be different? Or as your heart reveals all this to you. So as your story is continuing to unfold before your eyes, you start to notice, that you're at your current age. And at your current age, you see all these people, all these actors, all these players in your movie. All the circumstances that keep making your backpack bigger and the weights heavier. And in this ceremony today, there's a part of you that decides that enough is enough. And you realize you can simply take your backpack off. You can just set it down. You can set down the grudges and the burdens and the resentment. You can remove the weights. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to forgive someone for something? So those of you that feel like you're ready to set that down, you feel yourself coming to this realization that you have the power to free yourself. And if it feels right to you, I invite you, reach down, unbuckle the straps of the backpack. Unbuckle the straps off the wrist, off the ankles, and let that weight, let that backpack go down to the ground. And as you do like this, there's a sigh. Whew, as you're taking off the backpack and removing all the weights, you just let the earth hold them. You don't have to hold them anymore. Just let the earth hold them, and let the earth hold them as you sigh and you let it out. And set them down. And as you set them down, there's this like lightness. This literal lightness and liberation, like there's movement. All of a sudden there's a little bit of movement, right? And so you start to look up and you realize, whoa, this scene has shifted a little bit and you're in a beautiful garden. And everywhere you look is beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful, right? This is your inner landscape. You've been here. It's beautiful. It's made for you. You created this. And there's that fire, your sacred fire that you're tending to. So I invite you to walk up to your inner fire, your inner heart's desire, and stoke your fire. Make an offering to the fire. And really, might as well just pick up the whole damn backpack and those weights and just put them into the fire. Put them into the fire. You do not need to go through your bag. You don't need to get anything out first. Just release it to the fire. Is there anything else you want to put into the fire? And just see the purifying flames just liberate you. So beautiful. And now, the fire is going to continue to do the work, and it's time to just continue to walk down the garden path. And as you're walking down the garden path, up in front of you, there is a beautiful wooden bench. And on the bench, in this safe garden, you see a person or a being that you are most ready to forgive. That just, it's the right time. You don't have to search for them. They're just sitting there. That you're most ready to forgive, and they're just patiently, quietly sitting there. And so, with a lot of courage and grace and respect, you take your time and you find the strength to go up to that person. You might choose to sit next to them or not. That's okay. Just being with that person. And just for a moment, without any words, just let the energy exchange happen. Let that experience unfold on its own. But then when you are ready to say something, you're going to find your own words, but it can be something like, I am forgiving you now. For you, also for my own liberation and my own freedom. I don't need to hold these grudges anymore. I just don't need to. I'm setting it down. And just let your heart speak. Any words you need to express. And that other person is there, receiving. They're sitting there in silence. Yeah, just really being with this experience. And then, there's a time comes, they turn and look at you and say, thank you. Thank you. And they just look at you and they say, I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to go in peace. And they so elegantly and so gracefully stand up and they start to walk off into the wooded area up in the distance. They just start to find their way, walking through the forest. And you see them walking their path. You see them getting a little smaller and smaller as they start to disappear. And when you feel ready, you stand up from the bench so gracefully. And as you do, you're like so much lighter, so much freer. And there's this spaciousness within you, and the sense of peace and ease just permeates your entire being. And it's time to just, to feel that lightness and that grace and just that ease. And it's time to continue to walk on your path. And with each step, there's a buoyancy, a lightness to you. And you realize it's time for you to start to walk your path back through your garden, back to that sacred fire, making sure everything is tended to there the way it needs to. And feel yourself just make your way back through the garden, making your way back into our circle, making your way, taking your time with your breath, back into your body. And as you're feeling this portion completing, this part of this journey completing, you are you're about to leave that inner sanctuary. You're about to leave that garden gate. And so you're at a gate, right? And this may be the first gate for some of you, and others of you know what I'm saying. But when you feel ready, in your own time and in your own space, I invite you to slowly, when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes and meeting my gaze. because I am a gate guardian. I am the gate guardian of your awakening heart. And I love you. And I'm here with my heart open to receive you as you pass through this gate. And I'm here to ask you, my love, what appears to be still in your way of opening to love more fully? What needs to be set down here before you go further so you can open more fully to love? And I will say, some of you are new to gates, and so take your time with this, but it should feel like you are being asked something deep and real. So do yourself the honest favor of being honest with yourself when you pass through the gate. Don't censor yourself. This is not a performance. This is only for your love and for your opening. If you choose to speak it aloud, I can hold the gaze. If you put it in the chat, I'll have to read it in a moment. So I'm going to hold this while each of you pass through. This is a time that everyone passes through the gate.